Good morning. All right, guys. Woo! How y'all been? Everything good? Hope everything is great with all of you. So, lately, let's see what we got going on here. Let's fix you up. Okay. So the last few weeks I've been pretty busy, been working on a lot of mystery tackle box videos and doing a couple other things here and there, but we got a lot coming up. Today we're going to be doing a reel review. This week we got a couple small trips and then we got a very big trip planned next weekend. Going on a 2-day muskie hunt with Dennis and Justin, the guys that build the exploratory baits. So hopefully we're going to catch some giant muskie next week. But today I'm going to be fishing on Lake Barcroft with Jay. And we're going to be looking at the Piscifun Torrent reel. So these guys at Piscifun reached out and they've been emailing me for a few months trying to send me a reel to do a review on. Honestly, I wasn't too comfortable because I didn't know much about the company. I didn't really want to just accept a free reel from somebody. And then I fished my buddy David's Piscifun reel and I thought it was alright, like it didn't feel bad, and this thing's only 40 bucks. So they emailed me last month and I said, you know what, go ahead and send me the reel. However, I'm gonna do an honest, truthful review and I'm gonna run it directly up against another reel of comparable price. So I picked up this Bass Pro Shops Extreme reel, and the reason I picked a Bass Pro Shops reel is because honestly, this thing goes on sale for 40 bucks as well, and Ace has an extreme reel from 2006 that he still uses. I think we have like 2 or 3 floating around and they're still like intact and they still work. It's ridiculous how long these things last and how good they truly are. I mean, you pay 40 bucks for something that lasts 10 years and, you know, gets the job done. You can't really ask for much more there. It may not be the absolute smoothest, it may not be able to cast the furthest, but for $40, like an entry-level baitcaster, this is something I would recommend, you know, every single time. However, I've never fished the Piscifun, so today we're gonna run these two up against each other side by side and see what happens. And it's gonna be, again, 100% honest review. If I love this thing, I'll let you know. If I hate it, I'll let you know. And at the end of the video, we're gonna do a giveaway. I got an extra Piscifun reel. I'm gonna give this away, and I'll also give away the Bass Pro reel for you guys. So I'm waiting for Jay. We're gonna go get out on Barcroft and catch some bass. I'm gonna be splitting these 30 minutes a piece, so hopefully the fish will be biting and I'll be able to test them both out. So, see you on the water. Nothing like a good leap onto the boat. Okay, so here are the 2 reels we're looking at. I know I already showed you, but I got them all spooled up. This is the Piscifun. Gonna be throwing a little jerk bait on there. And then I have the Bass Pro Extreme with a little finesse jig. If they start biting one thing, I'm just gonna throw it on both rods so I can switch back and forth, back and forth. We'll see which one of these reels show up, which one I like more, and we'll see how the Piscifun performs today. It looks pretty good. I love the colors of it. It's a 7:1-to-1 gear ratio. It's got 6 ball bearings, whereas the Bass Pro has 7. But it feels smooth either way. It feels nice. You know, I haven't casted it yet, but I spooled it up. It felt alright. So we'll see how this thing goes. This is the loose carbon fire that Jay has on here, so we'll be able to test a couple different reels out today then. And they look super similar. It's just like inverse colors almost on some of the spots, but I mean, they look very similar. The only thing about the loose is that definitely has a lower profile. This thing's standing up on that reel seat a little bit. It's a little high. It feels a little bit big in your hand too, but gotta fish it. Gotta fish it, feel it out. Set it up real quick. Brakes on low. No wind. That looks good. Here we go. First cast. Ooh, smooth. Smooth actually. Oh, right on a leaf. Clear, yeah, super clear. Man, this thing actually casts really, really smooth. I mean, that's a, I barely even casted that and that went pretty far. And it just comes off the spool so smooth. All right, I'm gonna switch off reels every 30 minutes. So let's put it on the clock. 30 minutes starts now. Actually pretty nice so far is my my first impression of it. It's pretty sweet. It's a little big in my hand. Stands up a little bit high on the reel seat, but it's a little bit bulky. But that's really the only complaint that I have for this reel so far. It's also only 40 bucks, so you can't really complain. Starting to make a little bit of weird noise on the cast. You hear it? Yeah, the spool sounds like it's bouncing. I'm gonna give it one more cast with the jerkbait and I'm gonna tie a drop shot on. Or a shaky head, I don't know yet. Actually, I'm gonna go with a shaky head because Jay's tying on a drop shot right now. Okay, plot twist, plot twist. We got a weighted wacky rig head. A little watermelon red flake and black Senko. See what happens. One more cast. I mean, dude, I'm pretty impressed by this reel. It casts really well, and this is a really light bait. It's like a 1/8 ounce or like a 16th ounce head with a Senko, and it's weightless and it's a Baitcaster. I'm pretty impressed by it. I like the big paddles on this thing too. Big foam paddles. There it goes. Okay. Now we go to the Bass Pro reel. Pretty impressed with the Piscifun. I don't really want to put it down. Gonna be throwing a little finesse jig. Whoa! Okay, 30 minutes Bass Pro. Let's go. So the Bass Pro reel is definitely a little bit lower profile. It's easier to grip in your hand. Also really, really smooth. Where's a bite?
I think it's running.
Oh, God. That was weird. Oh, that's a fish.
Oh, nice one.
Ah. Decent though. Oh, they're cold. Cold fish. First one of the day. Solid 1.5 pound fish though, right in the middle of this cove. Pretty fish. Caught it on this chopper's jig with a small zoom chunk. Little guy with the Bass Pro reel. See ya, friend. This Bass Pro Shops reel is super smooth too. Cast nice. Doesn't make any noise when you cast it, besides the normal little whine. This is also a 5.3-1, which I'm not really a big fan of. I think that I got this to do some like deep cranking with. So it probably reels half as much as the Piscifun. Alright, I'm switching back to the Piscifun. I want to catch a fish on that thing. I'm doing away with the time bank.
What the hell is that?
Crappie? Crappie. Bass. Bass. Crappie! Drop shot crappie. Looks like a Kitech worm to me. Oh yeah. Super deep. First fish on the Piscifun reel. Super smooth. Nice. A little bit smaller than the first one I caught. With those red lips. Red. Second fish on that jig today too. Nice. See ya, buddy. First impression of catching a fish on the reel is good. Drag didn't slip. Super smooth reeling that fish in. Felt strong. A little bit slow today. It's the third bass of the day. Jay caught that crappie. Everything's been pretty deep. I can cast pretty far. Fish. Got him. Oh yeah. Get on the jig. Ooh, it's a better fish. I don't think he's huge. Dude, it might be a catfish. Oh no, it's a big bass. Oh yeah.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, it's a nice bass. But
That one, dude.
yeah, he's a fatty. Oh no. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Absolutely smoked it. That jig is so far down his throat, that's nuts. Yeah, he was real hungry. It's a solid like 3.5 pounder.
Yeah.
The reel handled it just fine too. Alright, there we go, 3.5 pounder. Caught that on the little jig again. Gonna let him go. It's been a really slow day, so we needed that. God, that fish demolished this jig. That was awesome. Deep. All the fish we've caught today have been deep. I really like this reel. He's not too big. It's a good one though. Come on, bud. Oh yeah, that's another solid fish. He choked it too. Alright. Jigs all day. It's been a slow day, but everything I've caught has been on a jig. He's like 2 pounds.
Dotty tail.
Yeah. It's like a redfish. It's like a drum. Call him 6 Dot. Hope to catch you again one day, 6 Dot, when you're bigger. That was cool. This reel is pretty nice. It does a good job. See you, friend. Calling it. And that's it. One more cast from the bank. Just one. I just have a real big problem. Real fishing problem. Alright, that's the last cast. Tough day. Oh, I just got bit. I got him on the last cast. Jay. Yeah. My line was over that branch too, so I set the hook and started running backwards because there was so much slack in the line. Last cast fish, smallest one of the day. Jigs all day. That was fun. That's it. So that was a pretty tough day for us out on Barcroft. I caught 4 bass. Jay caught 3. Nothing too huge. I did catch that one 3.5 pounder. Make sure you check out Riding Gravity. Where's he at? Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Check this guy out. Riding Gravity. I'm gonna leave him linked in the description below. We'll see you guys back at the house. And don't forget, we're doing a giveaway, so stay tuned. Okay guys, so just got back from the lake. That was probably one of the toughest days Jay and I have had on Barcroft. Usually those fish are absolutely chomping, but today was just one of those tough fishing days. You know, we still went out and caught a few, caught a decent one, but for that lake, usually it fishes a lot better. Still a good time out there. You know, it was a beautiful day in November. You can't really ask for much more. And I had a really great time reviewing and just testing out both of these cheaper bait casting reels. So again, I wanted to say one more time, Piscifun's been reaching out for the last few months trying to get me to do a review on their reel, and finally I just decided I'd do it, and it'd be kind of a fun thing to do if they would be okay with me reviewing it against another reel that I trusted of comparable price. And they were totally cool with that. They stood behind their product and they were like, yeah, that's cool, make a video, compare it to another reel of comparable price, that's totally cool. We'll send you a reel, we'll send you an extra one to do a giveaway with. And I'm really happy with this thing. For 40 bucks, you can't really ask for much more. And when it comes down to it, every reel that you buy will eventually break. The wear and tear that we put on these things, they're tools. They're eventually going to fail. But for 40 bucks, if you're looking for an entry-level baitcaster, I would definitely recommend the Piscifun. I mean, it looks really good. The cast and retrieve is extremely smooth. I really like the fact that the handle on here is a little bit longer than the Bass Pro reel that I was using. Just feels like it gives you a little bit more power when you're cranking in those fish. The drag on this thing's pretty smooth. And I mean, the same thing goes for the Bass Pro reel. If you're spending a little bit more money, if you're looking at like a $200 reel, that one may last you a little bit longer. The components may be metal, whereas in these guys, it's probably plastic. A lot of people like the really low profiled reels that are super small, but some don't. A lot of that comes down to preference. And for me, I realized today that this Bass Pro reel has a super low profile to it, and it sits in your hand so small that it's almost awkward. And I realized that I like to use a reel like this Piscifun, or you guys have seen me use the Daiwa Tatula a bunch, and that one sits up a little bit higher on the reel seat, but I can use that with as leverage against the rod in my hand, so when I'm setting the hook on a big fish or fighting a fish, it just feels a little bit more comfortable to me. And again, that just comes down to personal preference. I know a lot of guys like to hold their reel, like cup the whole reel in their hand so they can feel the line on the other side of it. I don't do that, and again, that just comes down to personal preference, as I've said like 16 times, but yeah. Alright guys, so that's where we're going to leave this reel review off. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun doing it. It was really cool being able to test out this Piscifun Torrent. For 40 bucks, you really can't beat either of these reels. I stand behind both of them. I don't know the longevity, how long you'll be able to fish them, because the components inside probably aren't the longest lasting materials, again because they're probably plastic. But I'm going to continue fishing this thing, so if you guys watch later videos you will see this on one of my rods, and I'll talk about it. I'll let you know if it breaks down on me. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to be giving away a brand new Piscifun Torrent reel, 7:1 gear ratio, nice high speed, fast stuff. And then I will also give away this Bass Pro reel. It's a Bass Pro Extreme. It's a little bit slower gear ratio. This one's a 5:3:1. I got this for cranking. I think I used it twice, and then I don't deep crank too much. So if you guys want to enter this giveaway, make sure you comment your first baitcaster or your favorite cheap baitcaster in the comment section below. Like this video and subscribe to this channel, and you will be entered to win one of these reels. So I will pick 2 winners, and I'll announce the winner on the next video that I post. But yep, that's where we're gonna leave it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like it, comment that below for me as well, and we'll see you on the next one.